So the main the main thing I liked about the dance stuff was it was like we're saying it's like a franchise Exitus, and it's got the
Right.
sales team, not the call center, whatever we want to call it, the sales team and stuff. And I did a video earlier talking about, I'm not making money anonymously. So if we go down this route where we're building people up, can we still keep it anonymous for them, or do they need to do
Well,
video?
I think you
Well, they
have
can do faceless shots, can't they? Yeah.
both, right?
Yeah.
Can't we do both? Can't we have like, so there are people out here that are like, hey, I just want to build anonymously. So in other words, I want to run traffic, I want leads, and that's a great thing with Exodus. I want to use their sales team, and I just want to be invisible out here. And that's, and so you have that path for that individual. But then the other side, you have people that are like, well, wait a minute, I want to take advantage of AI, social media. I want to be able to also take advantage of leads in the sales team, but I also want to go out there and I'm willing to go out there and start to learn and put content out there and put content together and put that up there because they can do that anonymously too. I
Yeah.
mean, they don't necessarily have to put their face on camera. All that can be faceless content. But I think it's kind of like two roads to the same path. I mean, I think if they went completely anonymously, right, and just did 100% traffic, that will work. But I think, if they're willing to do both,
Well, why would you
it's
not
gonna
want more
push it a little
money?
bit quicker.
Yeah. So
Well,
here's
that's
the
what I'm
thing.
saying. Like,
So now we're kind of turning our attention to get now we've got the HBA stuff done. Now it's all set up for everyone. I'm thinking of this, and I was trying to think what's different now to when we did that 124K in it. And I think there's been a move from kind of people really going, yeah, I'm going to buy a course or whatever, and I'm really going to dive in and I'm really going to learn it, right? And I know e-learning is still massive out there. It's a billion-dollar industry, whatever it is, probably several billions. So what Exeter's product is still like really relevant, but in our market, I think people want it's moved from, yeah, I'm really going to dig in and learn it to what's the maximum return I can get for the least amount of work. What the lazy way, right? The lazy way. So we can get them traffic, we can do all that, and I think that needs to be part of our bonus. So how do we frame the performance element, like Hormozy says then? So we got the accountability group, and we already do the calls on a Tuesday, don't we? So that works. So
well,
do we want?
I think, based on, you know, uh, us, the people we've worked with over the years, I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, everyone deals with the same issue, it's and we're typically working with 40 plus, people. So people, it's not a lack of people being smart or none of that. It's people are just, they have a lot of fears, right? And so I think that, I mean, we can show people all day long how to go, and this being an NLP mindset guy, we can show people all day long how to go do 1,000 strategies, but they're not doing them. They're not taking action. Something's got them in quicksand. And I think that we need, like a performance, like for people that say, "Hey, I'm all in, guys. I'm with HBA with you, and I'm going to go all in with Exodus because I want to build that residual, but I also want those high, mid to high ticket commissions. I want those $1,000, $2,000 commissions." I think those people really need a performance based environment like Hermosa, like a place they can come where it's not a bullshit. This isn't like a club where we come hang out and everybody slaps high fives. This is like a legit area where it's like, hey, you're part of this performance area. We're in here to do work. We're in here to get stuff done. So, it's a place that's an environment. Can you imagine walking into like an environment where it's like, you know, I don't know, guys that go firefight, firefighters, and they're out in the forest with fires, and it's like you're with them, and it's like, you just kind of stand there and do nothing. It's like, no, no, it's like, no, man, you got to pull your weight over here. So I think people crave that type of environment. They need
Yeah.
that type of
So
environment, So I don't know. That's
right.
sort of
No, no,
what do
no.
you
I'm
think?
with it. I'm with it. I'm just, me, a slur. So I think, what about if we break it down into sections? And then it's like the performance part is how many leads did you get this week? If you got zero leads, you need two. And then we have like a traffic module. And that, I mean, that's so simple now to get traffic. We even give people 33 leads, don't we? So do we want to do that? And it's like the performance bit. 'Cause I like what you said earlier about if they're not doing that, we can direct them somewhere to get over that. But they got to take action to get like the next bits, haven't they? So do we break it down?
Well,
Where's
here's
the
the thing.
hole
Here's
in
the
your
thing
bucket?
that I that's why I think we have such a great combination here with these two business models because and the fact that we have a lead strategy in place now. So they can come in and access leads. Like we can get them leads every single day now, with the lead sources we have. So they have people coming in, raising their hands that they can get information out to about their businesses. But what are they really trying to do? They're really trying to level up. They're really trying to figure out why can't I start doing the things that I want to do and get content out and do all the things that I know I need to do. They know they need to do it. So like yeah, like you said, like it's a stair step. Like so where are you at, right? We start you here. You've got to get that done. So we may look at somebody and Paul, you may say, well, I mean, I think the biggest issue right now is maybe you need to do some mindset work,
Yeah,
and they can maybe go through your NLP course and start going through the NLP course and figuring out what their blocks are, what's holding them back. But while that's happening, they have leads coming in every single day on autopilot that they can work the business with. So it's in other words, they're not just going into a dark hole for 6 months trying to, just learn how to market online or learn what's wrong, what their blocks are and all that. They actually can be productive because they've got leads coming in. So maybe we can help dissect that when they come into this group by putting together a questionnaire or something with AI that we can really drill down and figure out where they need the help. That way, it's not just generic, it's sort of customized a little bit to that individual. Like, oh, well, you're already doing content online, but you're not getting leads. So let's figure out your content and what you're doing or move you down, some other paths that may help you. Or you haven't put any content out there. What's the reason? Why aren't you doing it? Why
yeah.
aren't you, why are you stuck? Anyway, just stuff popping in my head.
And are we doing that on the Tuesday calls, or are we doing it one to one?
Well, I think that's a totally separate community. I mean, that's a totally separate performance-based, you know, private community for all in people.
Yeah.
I don't think we can afford to, and I mean, we're already doing it with our current, co-brand of people that we're working with. We're already doing this
Well,
with them. We're just saying, you know what I mean?
I was thinking our Exitus people have our own group that we take care of them. So I think, yeah. So okay.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
that's a
for
given.
sure.
That's a separate. So when when they come in, we can get them set up with leads, and we might even do a bonus if people join us. So they've got lead capture pages ready made. They've got the videos that do all the explaining ready made. I've got all the video research for YouTube, and we got that lead yesterday, and we got another. I think it was 4 leads for follow this plan, by the way, and that's just from follow this plan, follow this plan, follow this plan, because I haven't spoke to them. So there's that. So that's good. Um, so if we have a strategy for YouTube. That part of the performance thing can be show us the videos you've made on YouTube, and if they don't want to do YouTube, that's fine. But then it's like, well, what have you done instead? Is that what we're saying? It's like you've got to have a baseline of getting at least 5 leads a day looking at your business, haven't you?
You have to, and if ultimately they come back, and I don't think this will be with many people, but if they come back and say, look, I just again, we if somebody says I don't want to do anything, I don't want to put
Well,
content out, I don't want to do anything, they can be completely anonymous in the background and just buy traffic because we have two
well,
programs that they can do that with,
the
you
only
know.
solo ad guy we've used is Glenn that got us results, so we can just plug them into Glenn's stuff. That's easy. So if they don't want to do it, if they don't want to even like send a message to somebody, then and we've got pages for that. I'm just going to transfer those over to Exitus as well. So we'll have dedicated our own pages to make us different. So our team will have something nobody else has got. So
Right.
that will be there soon. They can have the NLP. That's $500. They can have that, which is the transformation one. So it's always the mindset that worked for me. So they can have that, and that's $500 bonus. We can talk about some leads for them. But if they don't want to do anything, just to clarify, then they've got the lead capture pages, they've got the explainer video, they can buy solo ad traffic, which is not even reaching out saying, "Hey, how are you looking?" The follow-up's done automatically with with Exitus, although we could help them if they wanted something personal, we could help them do that if they get an
Right.
autoresponder. And then the sales team handle any queries. So you literally could do this So what I was saying earlier, you literally could do this completely anonymously, couldn't you? And be making 5, 10K
100,
with nobody knowing.
100%,
And then we help
100%.
them then, yeah, we help them then on the social media front, faceless if they want to be. Heck, even YouTube videos you could do faceless, couldn't you? Even like screen
Oh,
shares
of
and stuff.
course. Yeah, of course. I mean, I mean, yeah, I mean, people have been doing that, faceless has been a thing. Again, it all comes down to, you know, the biggest issue people have is getting started, getting going.
Yeah. Well,
Are you
we can
and
solve that. It's
they're on
easy.
they're on an island themselves, or they get involved in a community. And it's honestly, I don't think we can have this when it comes to that piece for people that want to come into a performance based type community. It's not going to be this place of, I can't be this happy frill.
No, no, no.
People need to be pushed. I mean, they just do. I mean, I do. I mean, that's the one great thing about us working together because you constantly push me and,
Well, vice versa. It's just
and
the
vice
same, isn't
versa
it?
and
You got
vice
to.
versa.
What did you do today, Eric? Oh, I did nothing. I just sat, and that
Right.
never happens between us, does it? It's very rare. I took
No,
Sunday off.
see, we're accountable. And that's why I woke up this morning and I'm thinking, okay, because I already knew it was so funny. I'm like, all right, HBA is on lockdown. Like, we
We
have the
we got
formula
that
for
sorted.
HBA. There's no need to build any other campaign. There's no need to come up with another magical page. We have everything we need for that. So I was thinking that this morning and I'm like, okay, well, how do we? I was thinking about our co-branding project, which is going great. We've
Yeah.
done the Zooms with folks. We're getting and I would think all of them are starting already to start to take action but I thought, how can we level that up? How can we, how can we reframe that? Because I think co-branding is great, but I don't think a lot of people are understanding what that means. But they do understand, hey, this is a performance-based community. If you're all in with us and you come into Exodus at this and you want to be a part of this performance-based community, we will hold you accountable. We will try to push you, not in a bad way or negative. We're not going to can't make you do anything, but we're going to nudge you forward,
Uh, okay, so
and hold you accountable.
would we want to give them tasks every week or every month then? Would
I
we
mean, I
want
don't see why not. I think so. I mean, I like to be guided sometimes. I mean, I don't, even though I'm kind of a wild horse, I like to be given tasks and then I run with them in my own way, but I run with them. But I do need guidance. I need, and that's what's great about AI, right? So it's like, okay, I have all these thoughts in my head. Help have AI help me organize them. And I think that, yeah, I think there should be task based for sure.
right, so now what we need to do then, we need some names. So what do we want to call it is the question. Are we going to go down accountability more, all in execution room, Exitus Elite and execution, the execution
Let me
club.
let me look here and see. I had come up with
There
a
was
few
someone there,
earlier.
wasn't there? There was like marketer
At the
builder,
very
or
end, the
execute. Oh,
very
look,
end there was,
execution room. There you go. You missed that.
yeah, the execution room or the marketer incubator. Um, I like the execution room.
Incubators where you sit and grow, though, isn't it? You don't actually
Yeah, we need
sitting and
execution.
waiting. It's not action. It's not an action word. So the execute is good. Something along the lines of execute.
Yeah.
So hang on, then it's promoting
I mean,
Exitus
if you
Elite.
what we're essentially doing with that group is we're essentially like we're almost, I don't want to say they're on life support, but if they're not taking daily consistent action, they are on life support, and we're essentially hitting them with I forget what they call those,
Well,
and we're shocking them into back into in action and execution.
the only,
You know,
I mean, all of our experiences, you can't make people do it. They got to want to. They got to want to do it, and we want
right?
partners, don't we? We don't just want sheep. We want partners. So all we can do is give it to them. But yeah, so execution room, execution elite, Exitus Elite, execution elite. That's too much. That's bad. That's terrible. Exitus Elite.
Um,
Right. What
Um,
about
well, I mean, we are the master plan affiliates, you know. I mean, that could be a sub, you know, master plan affiliates execution hub or um I don't know. I like the performance. I like, you know, it's all performance. I mean, this is where we get to work. This isn't like a you know, it's different. It's not a training room. It's not where we're just going to go sit and watch training all day. This is a room
yeah?
where it's like we're not going to watch and see how to, you know, uh go run 2 miles. We're going to actually stand up, walk outside and run. So I mean, it's the
So
same
what's
here. Like we're not going to, you know what I mean?
so what's the place where you do work then? Like a workshop, a lab, a classroom, the room,
Workshop has a bit
engine,
of both.
the Exitus Elite Execution Engine. I'm going to put that one. I'm going to put that down as an
I
option.
like that.
Execution, the execution engine. Master plan affiliates, execution engine, execution command center could do that.
Well, you also got to think about like all the what are all the secret, you know, like not like there's here it's the you have the special forces, right? You have all the military,
Yeah.
you know, you have the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, but then you have the Navy SEALs, you have the, you know, and these are the people that are sort of above average, and we always talk about that. So, you know, it's you know, just kind of that just popped in my head, just throwing that out there. This is kind of like, you know, these are people who are ready to, you know, to dive in and do the work. And you know, whether they fall on their face, flat on their face or not, they're ready to take action. You know, on their
Well,
goals.
if they keep
So
what people don't understand is if they keep going, they will get there. So what about Alliance? Exitus Elite Execution Alliance. That sounds nice. I still like engine.
why aren't we doing this on AI right now?
I am. I am.
Oh,
I'm
are you
I'm
okay? I
the
was gonna say usually we pull it up on the screen and we'll do it. That's why you're coming up with all the ideas and I'm
that's why
sitting here
you're
struggling.
thinking this guy's smart. Is the AI.
I'm like, man, what is this guy doing here?
That's what. Yeah. See, I'm very clever because my camera's up there, but you're over here on this screen over there. But it looks like I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the screen.
That's
Uh,
what's going on.
execution. I like. Well, engine does things. It's good.
Well, and we have the, you know, we have the hybrid affiliate engine, which is our two
Oh
engines
yeah,
where HV
yeah,
and X.
yeah.
So it fits in with that model of you know, the engine. Um, so
Execution
well, oh, there
engine.
you go. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah,
On every plane, on every plane, and this is, you know, there's a first class cabin, isn't there?
yeah.
So what we our plane is built with our two engines, HBA and Exodus, right? And then we have, you know, we have that first class cabin for people who are like, hey, upgrade me. I'm ready. You know, I want the full experience. I'm ready to go to work. Um, you know, nothing wrong with coach. Everybody, hey, so you know, I'm a coach flyer, but you know what? Every time I walk into a plane, I always think to myself, and I want to be able to just buy, you know, first class anytime I want, not even think twice about it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know, so I don't know. I'm thinking of the plane concept here, how it applies
What
to it.
about upgrade then? What about execution upgrade?
I like that. I like that execution
Because that's what
upgrade.
you go to the airport, you hope for an upgrade, don't you? No, we haven't sold all the first class seats. Happened to me
Yeah.
when I went to Vegas. It was like, she came with a clipboard. Oh, we got some spaces in first class, and I'm thinking I'll let my wife go. How much is it? And it was like 10 grand or something. Still pounds. Still like what? And that's a
Jeez.
discount.
Yeah.
But
I like execution upgrade. I do like execution upgrade.
yeah, it's more elite than engine. Engine's oily and it does things, but yeah, and fumes and execution upgrade. I like that.
Well, it's like, you know, an AI robot. It's like you're the techie, you know, you're the computer guy. Like it's like going from, one operating system to the next, right? So people are operating on an older model right now that they're not, that they're caught in that pattern and they're not taking action. Well, we're going to come in and we're going to upgrade your operating system. So it's kind of like AI is doing right now, it's upgrading the entire operating system. So, they're that's the upgrade that we're helping them with. What do you think about that?
I love
I
it.
mean, where do we go with that?
Well, I think this. So you can go and join Exitus Elite anywhere. And
Yep.
yeah, you've got the lead capture pages, you've got all that, and you can buy traffic. We might do you a bonus. So we'll see. So we might do a bonus where if they just buy it from us, they're going to get everything included. But I do know there's one other guy who does that with a rotator, not even as good as we're doing, right? So he's not even, so we're already above, we're already upgraded, right? But then
Right.
the difference is, we're looking for partners, not just customers. So they can come in with us. They get the upgrade to that first class lounge, where it's like we're sharing what we're doing with our marketing, we're sharing the sources we're using, and the only reason we use them is because they freaking work. We test how much that other people don't even see. That's like, oh, that didn't work. That's crap. So there's that. But most importantly, I think, is we can tell them what to do. It is. I spent probably 2-3 hours on that YouTube research to know exactly what videos to make, right? That our partners wouldn't have had to do, right? And then I can just give them the report. There you go. Make those videos. Here's the AI. I can even give them the AI prompts if they really are that lazy. I can do that. So that's the upgrade, isn't it? It's like, yeah, you know, when you get on a plane, they sort of just tell you where to go, don't they? When you go in first class, my understanding is they take you to your seat. You sit here. Here's how it works. Here's your little TV. Here's your blanket. Here's your whatever. Here's your executive sick bag, in case you know good flying.
Well, and you just get a little bit more attention, and we're not guys that are like that. We're not guys that are like, oh, this person's more. But at the end of the day, it's business, right? So if somebody says, hey guys, I'm all in with you guys, and I'm gonna jump into Exodus at the $1,000, $2,000 level. I'm in HBA and I'm ready to run with you guys. I mean, I feel like that person deserves a little bit more attention.
No,
You know what
totally.
I mean? And we can't be. And see, here's what's weird about this, Paul. Like we talked about this other marketer who was offering like the rotator and everything, phenomenal marketer. But he's promoting this probably the way we should be promoting it, which is it's a single tier affiliate system. So why, his job is to go out and sell memberships. That's it. So yes, he'll give away bonuses and stuff like that to get people to buy the membership, right? But that's where it stops, And for us, we're actually going above and beyond that, and we're offering people the opportunity to, help them essentially not even just coach them, not even just teach them, but literally allow them to, copy and paste us, or we help to, activate them, whether it's we can
Well,
identify with them, to activate and get them executing, and that
I would be prepared if they join. I would be prepared to give up time and actually walk them through, get them set up, even though it's pretty straightforward. But I would be prepared to do that if they join. So they will be set up because even though it is like turnkey, we know, don't we, from experience. It's like, what do I do? And it's like, well, you just watch that video. Which video? The one that says start here. People just don't see it. So we could set them all up and get them traffic flowing. I mean, depending on obviously time zones and being free or whatever, but I could get them set up probably within an hour.
we can get people taking action. I can come up with campaigns all day long and unique angles and all that. They can copy that, but if I can get someone actually doing content and taking and executing, then I am happy to be willing to sit down and put together some like custom campaign framework for them. Like, hey, you want to stand? Hey, I love what you're doing here, but if you want to stand out a little bit more, why don't you try this for the next few weeks? Just tweak your messaging a little bit here, there, da 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 da. But that's got to be for people that take action. I can't work with a blank canvas. You know what I mean? That's why they've got to get content out there so I can. That's what I like. Me, I need to see who they are. What's your personality? Whether it is faceless. What do you like? What are you passionate about? You know, it can't be that way you stand out. It's not all cookie cutter stuff. You know, if all your stuff is cookie cutter, you know, if you get in a deal and then you're like, it works in the beginning in a pre-launch type scenario with a new hot flavor of the month. Everybody's pretty much posting the same content, but nobody's seen the deal and they get all excited and they buy. Well, after all that marketing dies, then it's like, okay, I've seen this ad 1,000 times. Like I didn't buy, it's annoying. I'm blocking it. So that's where we talk about getting to that next level is like you got to break yourself out of that and you got to put together sort of your own you got to be your own brand,
Upgrade.
your own
Yeah, upgrade.
you got to be yeah, like they don't they know Eric Green or they know Paul Turner because we've built sort of our own brand, our own style, you know, we've infused that into our marketing. They don't see us as just, oh, those guys just do a standard pitch. Like we've never done anything standard. You know, like you know what I mean? We come to a company and a lot of times we build look at what we did with HBA. Do we love HBA and we talk about HBA, but that's not what we really come out and we don't come out and say home-based business academy. No, we say quiet commission system. We say hybrid affiliate. We create we're marketers. We create campaigns. We
Yeah,
separate ourselves from the pack, and that's what we've got to get people to do is say, you know, if they really want to. Again, they don't have to. They can be anonymous, right? And just
totally.
dive into the
But
weeds stuff.
even being
But they've
anonymous,
got
you
it.
know,
You know,
your faceless characters and stuff would benefit from this. So
right,
what we do is we give him that questionnaire. Do you remember Charles said that questionnaire we gave him really made him learn things about himself as a marketer and helped him unlock, you know, like we talk about, they don't sometimes people just don't take action. That really helped him understand who
right.
his target audience is, his messaging. So now he's like fired up and ready to go after being stuck for how many years? So yeah, so they if they're willing to fill it in, they can have the questionnaire. If not, that's cool. That's not, you know, it's there. So we can get them set up, we can get them leads, we get the questionnaire, we can give them tasks to do. And if they do that questionnaire, you can do personal campaign for them. And in a private,
Now that yeah. So I think we have a good groundwork here, right?
I think so. Execution
So
upgrade.
now the next big question is, I suppose if anybody's watching this, you know, they can reach out to us individually
Yeah.
and you know and say, hey, I'm kind of interested in what you guys are doing or talking about. But the next big thing we need to do is like, when do we want to kind of launch this? You know, because you know me, I'm all on. You know, I'm big not on timelines, but I'm big on like you know like you have to put something in place to get people to like take some action. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, hey, you know, we what are we doing here? We're trying to get them to execute. So, you know, I feel like maybe, you know, maybe the middle of the month or the end of the month, we run a campaign, you know, and we get ready, you know, to get these people on board and get this going.
Well,
Um,
are you
you
up
know,
for
I don't know.
setting a target of say 10 sales, 10 new customers in Exitus this month?
Yeah, I think that's
So
completely
let's
doable and
work back then.
reasonable.
So when do we want? So if we say by the end of the month, so we've got until was it's only the 11th today, isn't it? So the next question is, and it is unfortunate, and if you are watching this, by the way, this is what me and Eric did when we launched Exitus COs years ago. We just literally recorded ourselves doing our sort of masterminds, and it's probably very boring, or it's probably really cool to see, depending on your point of view. So we'll just do it so that, you know, we're doing that again. But unfortunately, if you're watching this, there's a tip for you is that you often need a deadline or some kind of scarcity or something to get people to take some action, which it sucks. I hate it. I really hate it about the industry. I really do. So it's great when we start something new because that's kind of there's a genuine reason. This starts on such and such a date. There's a genuine reason. But I hate it when there's all this like we've only got it's a digital copy, so we could make a million, but there's only 10 available now. It's like, yeah, okay. So do we want to do it to the end of the month? Do we want to do like a fantastic offer if they join now, but the offer gets less attractive further down the line, so it pays them to do it now and they get more of our time or something, or more leads, or what's your thoughts?
Well, I think the community is going to be they're going to get the same value, So I think maybe I don't think it's going to get better, I think we'll make it, we'll continue every month to make it better because we'll be able to help people and figure out what they need. But I think maybe we lean on the lead side, getting them started, getting them up front, giving them a cushion at least for a month or two with steady leads coming in. Um, so they can really dig in and start focusing on getting content and all that stuff together and getting content out there and stuff we're teaching them and showing them. So I
Yeah.
think maybe a leads pack. I think maybe a leads package, but you gotta if we do that, you gotta you gotta I think just go on a number. I mean, we could go to the end of the month, but maybe we
Well,
even say,
it depends if they want like completely anonymous or if they're happy to get people that have raised their hand interested in a home-based business because Tommy's getting 20%.
right.
So we can give him those leads, which we know are real people, that we know they're responsive. He's getting 20%. People come back with, yeah, they're looking at info. Yeah, they're happy to get the info, I should say. But we could do is we could go down that solo ad guy that is the only guy that's ever worked for us. We could look at that. What would uh, just running some numbers. I mean, we could get them like 500 really good clicks, but they would be delivered really quickly rather than spread out.
Yeah.
I prefer the other leads because apart from anything else, you can adapt because the leads come in daily. So we could give them maybe 2 months of that, and then if something works really great, you can scale it, and if it doesn't work so well, you can adapt it and change it in that time. If you order like 1,000 leads and they come in one day, you can't respond, can you?
Well, the thing I like about the daily drip leads, not only extending it out for a month or two, is that's something we can teach them on how to leverage that in their marketing. How because we know that most people struggle obviously with generating leads daily for their business opportunities. So that'll give them something that they can show, in their marketing.
And the
We
other
can
thing,
put,
Eric, is
what I mean?
it's what the owner said was the thing he'd recommend everybody do is do that. So if he's running the
Yeah,
company and he sees who's making the sales and he knows what's working and he's telling you to do it, I guess we kind of be stupid
yeah.
not to at least let our people know. You do what you like, it's your business, but there's a big
Well,
hint from the owner.
their sales team has closed those leads. So for him to, I'm sure being an owner, he's looked at a million different lead sources for his opportunities. So for him to say, hey, this is one that's been working and had to work, then yeah, you go there. So yeah, I think that's the. I mean, what are we talking about? A couple months worth of what
So
is that? What would that be at 5 leads a day? Are we looking at what thinking 5 leads a day over the course for 2 months? How many
well,
leads is that?
that's 300 leads, and they give you 60 as a bonus, so that would be 360 leads. And I'd
Right.
probably be inclined to do that on the 1K level, but if somebody knew they
Yeah.
wanted it and they went all in, I think well, we're recording this one, so we've got to be careful what we say, but I'm assuming you'd be happy to. No, let's just check some prices.
And I don't know. I mean, I know we'd love 10 sales, but I don't know if we should lock this down to maybe half that.
Five.
Yeah, I don't know. At least for this month, we only got what we've got, a couple
Well,
weeks
it's
left.
money
So,
out of our pocket, that's the thing.
because now we've got, yeah, money out of pocket. And now, we've got to set up this essentially new execution room and then put together not only a plan for our current people that were our current all in guys, which we already sort of have a plan for them, but this new plan, get them going. We need to frame all that out, so it's all in place. As people come in, we could start walking them through step by step
So what
on the
about
things that go ahead.
I was going to say, what about people that go for the 2K level? If we did 2 months, and that would be 10 leads a day. So that would be in a 30-day month, that's 300 leads. So that would be 660 leads. real people answering a message to say they're interested in an online business, and they would get that sent directly to them within an hour, roughly, of them filling the form in, so they're fresh as well. That sounds like an offer to me,
I'm open to that.
but that's for the 2K because of the cost to us. It'd be two.
Yeah, I'm open to that.
And then obviously they're getting the execution upgrade, so they're getting that as well. And what we need to do is we really need to get this done like soon is how we made 124K in 4 months. We need to get that like our fast start guide, how we personally made 124K in 4 months. Here's what we did. Things may change a little bit online, so this is what we're doing now for that. And what's better now than last time? I mean, freaking hell, could you imagine if we went back, we'd do more than 124K with what we got now because we can guarantee leads. It's like
Yeah.
crazy.
Well,
And
we can, you know, we can also, for those that are actually going to do some work, I mean, you're starting to crack the code on some of the YouTube stuff, and through vidIQ, we've got a roadmap for them to start, getting video content out there as well that's going to get seen, by people who are looking
yeah,
for this opportunity. So I mean, there's just so much. Yeah, there's so much.
and we've got
We
HBA,
always,
we've got the hybrid. I've not seen anyone else doing the hybrid idea, so we can help you build your recurring while you're getting these nice. People still call it high ticket. It's not mid ticket. So we got that angle as well, dude. How many people said no they
how are
couldn't
we going to
afford it?
how are we going to communicate with these folks? Like
Private chat
right now
groups.
we have a private Facebook chat with our all in people, but like, are we going to keep it just that way, or
I
it's
think
probably the
so.
easiest, right? Yeah,
If I make a page with resources on, we can just pin it to the top because this isn't like how do I say
yeah,
this nicely? The people that are doing this, they're serious people. They can understand there's a page in a pinned comment, and we can deal with them. I'd love to get 100 sales in again. With this ultimately, we can handle 100 people in a chat group, I think, because it's a different
yeah.
class. The people that make the decision to go for a 1K or a 2K deal, it's like Paul Stevenson said, no, no, he doesn't really believe, and I agree with him. You don't look at a 1K, 2K deal, franchise style sort of business opportunity and buy it when the eighth email comes in because the eighth email reminds you to buy it. It's like people are pretty sold as soon as they see it, and then when they see our offer, they're pretty sold. It's just a question of when do they pull the trigger to buy it. So, and if they can afford it, and if they can't afford it, well, HBA, you just go and focus on HBA. We've already got that all built. You just plug in. So, and what's
You
genius?
know,
All right.
go ahead.
I was going to say what's genius is the leads work for both opportunities. So our people are
Yeah,
getting double bubble. They're getting twice the value.
yeah, exactly. They're getting double bubble on that, which is awesome. I forgot what I was going to say, man. It just eluded me.
Getting old.
Um, I am, I am. Oh no, I was going to say, like, what's cool is in our current group, all in members, we have sort of somebody who's focused more on, just the anonymous sort of, running traffic, running leads through the CRM and texting those leads and emailing those leads and kind of doing that. And then we have the others who are interested and really want to get content out there. So we can
You
really
see,
sort of support both type of people. You know what I mean?
you see, Tony got a sale.
So
Tony got a sale
yeah.
from the inviter, the auto inviter, and Bill got a sale as well. So that's two sales the last couple of days,
Oh
which
yeah. It's
is
starting to
proof it works. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
yeah.
And you got one
Well, that's it.
yesterday.
So
You got
where do
one
we
last night.
where yeah. So where do we go from here? Do we roll this out here? What is today?
Wednesday, the 11th. Yeah, we need to next five. Do something for next five people.
Yeah, I just not that I think for this, because this is sort of like, we still have a lot of, I mean, once I think next month we can maybe stretch it to 10 people because we'll have a lot of the stuff in place already we'll have the starting guide for them. We'll maybe have some, the roadmap built for them and kind of where we want them to start and to go. So we won't have all that work on our shoulders Um, so I think five we can handle.
Okay, so we're going to do it for 5 people. We're going to do a
Yeah.
special package. Reach out to us if you are watching this. We have to be. If you are watching, I promise this is exactly what we do. This isn't any theatrics or anything. This is exactly what we do, and we chat most days. So we just work stuff out. So I am being a bit cautious with offers and things like that because we might do some sums and go, it's not worth it. But it is a good deal, trust me, for 5 people, right? If we're both in agreement with what we can do on the packages, and maybe we should talk about that off recording. But for 5 people, then, and are we doing a deadline? Or are we just saying the end of the month, or this week, or till next Wednesday, or?
I have a feeling the spots are going to get, especially if we start really sharing this over the next, few days, week. I think the spots are going to get filled fairly quickly. I don't even know if we need to put a deadline on it because I think people are going to just these spots are going to fill fast. Because I think there's already people on the edge right now ready to go. I really think they are. I think they're like, so I don't know. What do you think? I mean, we could put the last day of the month. We could put 31st at midnight, but I just
I
think they're going to be gone before that.
I like momentum. I like action takers, and I like momentum.
Yeah.
Um, just looking. My Exitus Elite video, it's got in 2 weeks, it's got 225 views. Then another one's got 84. Another one's got 58. The one we did yesterday. When did we do that one? Oh, spill the beans. That one's got 60 in a day, so that's good for me. So we might not need to be doing these sort of deals.
Well, yeah. I mean, the traffic now that we're starting to put out, content on Exodus and every week pumping out content, the leads are going to be flowing in and those some of those people will just join without even, you know, with us offering nothing. That's going to start to happen here in the next month or so. We're just going to have people start joining. Now they may join, mid level or something like that or whatever, but I feel like we're going to have that going on. So, the idea of giving all this away is probably going to get it's going to get less and less and less. You know what I mean? So
So, okay, then. So, next 5 people, we won't put a time on it at the minute, but next 5 people, they'll be the first ones into our upgrade area, execution upgrade. And we'll do that for
should probably
existing members as well.
change the name on our current messenger group to Execution Upgrade. Um, and then you want to put a pin post in there. Then you want to talk about basically a guide how we did.
Yeah, what
I
I'll
feel like
do.
we need to think about like if we brought someone new and like what's the first thing they should do second because we talked about being task oriented like if we had someone new it's like okay you want to sit down and boom 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 and a lot of that is like identify your target audience put together a plan
If they're
but
buying leads,
again
though, yeah.
yeah
To get started fast, they don't need to do that. So we need probably a fast start. People love fast starts. So fast start.
well you remember those five are gonna we're basically
I'm
doing
setting
that
up
it's
anyway.
giving
Yeah. We're doing it for
they're
them
already
anyway.
fast. They're already
Yeah.
tracked. They already got
Yeah.
leads coming in every day, so they can sit down then and react to their leads, and we can teach them and show them the best way to do that, and then then we can get them started on basically getting in, getting ready to go take action. Execute. Like let's get you going. And I think that starts with I mean we can sit and walk them through 30 steps, but they got to do step one at a time. They got to do one at a time. So if this week we're going to focus on everybody's doing a Facebook reel this week, or a couple of them or whatever, that's what we're doing because we got to get you into action. We got to get you actually doing it. That won't apply to everybody because we got some action takers with us, but it's going to apply to most people because they're struggling to take action. But that's fine. We got your leads coming in. Let's get you over the hump. Let's get you executing. If we can get you people executing, man, it's game over. If we can just get them executing every
Yeah,
single
yeah.
day,
Then it's
you
just
know,
time. Do we,
while they're getting leads, it's huge.
so do we call it a flight plan? Exitus
I
Elite.
like that. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Here's your
Here's your
pre-flight
flight
check.
plan.
So when you start, these are your pre-flight checks. Do you know where your link is? Have you got a, do you want to buy a domain so you can say on camera like we do, follow this plan, whatever. So it's easy. Pre-flight checks, and then your flight plan. What do you want to earn? How many cells do you need at what levels? Bang, bang, bang. So we'll come in.
Yes. I like it.
And it fits that whole kind of, do you want to be amongst the sheeple or do you want us to take care of you? But we've got to get our first class air stewardess outfits out of you.
No, we're the pilots, man.
Oh
We're
yeah,
the
okay. I'll be
pilots.
co-pilot. You can fly. I don't. You.
Huh. Oh no, don't let me. Well, I could probably fly well, but yeah, you'd have to make sure everything's running properly. But I'll be cruising along. No worries.
I want to sit at the
All
back
is
of the
good.
plane because you never see a plane back into a mountain, do you? So I'll sit at the back.
I mean, we can put it on. I mean, we can basically put this thing on autopilot for people anyway. So,
Yeah, dude,
you know,
autopilot.
I
How
mean,
did I miss that one?
right, exactly.
Autopilot. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna go and watch Airplane again tonight, I
Yeah.
think.
All right. So
So we got it. We
we need
got
to get
it.
to work.
5 people. Stupendous deal on leads. First people. Well, we'll do it for our existing members, obviously, but we've got the execution upgrade to go beyond just getting the leads. Your leads is your baseline. That's what average people do. We talk about above average, don't we? So
Right.
this is your upgrade to the first class lounge. We might even do we even want to get Paul Stevenson on the owner and get people on a private Zoom with him?
Well, what I was thinking with Paul is we could get him on with folks and just say, hey, these people are super serious and want a success with Exodus and yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'd be happy to come on with our group. He'd probably come on once or twice a month just
Yeah.
for our group
Because
for
that
sure.
interview with him is the one that got me the best results on YouTube.
Hmm. I mean, he might come on weekly. Paul, he's great. He'll jump on. So I mean, we might be able to. But I think a couple times a month is good.
Well,
We can get
he does his own inside the system anyway. So,
right.
but he's not consistent. They're different sort of times and everything. So, um, yeah, no man, I love it. Well, I think we just go and work on this now. I think we've got the flight
Okay.
plan.
Well,
We've got our flight plan to make the flight plan.
I guess for people who watch this entire thing, they're way ahead of everybody. So grab that one of those five because we should start marketing this in the next few days. We'll kind of start putting it out there.
I'll
Like,
start doing stuff today. I've already done one video today about like anonymous,
okay,
after watching what one of the top guys did and seeing how I could do better. So I already did one. So
okay,
yeah, I'll start marketing it today, dude.
beautiful.
Let's go. I know you're out for a little
Me
bit,
too.
so
Yeah, I'll get some messaging out today. Actually, what I'll do is I'll run this through Notebook LM and then I'll have it put together an entire, badass email from all the frameworks I've been putting together. And I'll put something together. We'll get that out social media and out the email. I'll get that over to you as well so you can email the list with it. But
cool.
let's go, man. I love it.
Right. All right, let's stop the
All right,
recording
buddy.
there. All right.
All right. Talk to you soon.